The new year has finally come around, and let me guess, you have some New Year's resolutions. You want to go to the gym and get ripped. You want to make 10k online per month, and you want to start reading every single day. However, the harsh reality to this fact is that 9% of anyone who actually sets New Year's resolutions will make them come true by the end of the year. I want you to understand the severity of the situation, because most likely this year won't be your year. Every year you tell yourself, this is the year, but that never changes. So what makes you think this year will be any different? You let yourself down year after year, but forget that. You're not just letting yourself down, you're letting your family, your friends, and heck, even your bloodline down. And the question you need to be asking yourself is, have I got closer to any of my goals? The truth is, if you haven't started yet and keep going the way you're going, 2024 will not be your year. Only 48% of people stick to their New Year's resolutions after the first month. And of that, only 9% of you will make this the year that will completely change your life. So my question to you is, will you join the 91% who failed to make a change? Or will you join me in making 2024 your year? This is only a decision you can make. If you decide to join me, there is still time to turn things around. It all starts with this single video where I will show you the blueprint to make 2024 your year. But before any of that, I want you to understand the reason why we fail year after year. Quite simply, it's not your fault. Here's why. Multi-billion tech companies have waged war against you and your time. And the harsh reality is, they won't stop until they have taken every bit of time from you. And how do they take your time from you exactly? It all comes in the form of attention, which is simply our most valuable currency in today's economy. Statistics show that half our day is wasted simply scrolling just for a few laughs. There was once a time where information was the ultimate power. Newspapers, TV anchors, they held all the keys to knowledge. But then the 90s hit, and the internet exploded, and everything changed. It wasn't just about information anymore. It was about getting your attention. Welcome to the attention economy, a world where every ping and every like fights for your time. It's no longer about what you know now. It's about what grabbed your attention. The information economy is dead. We're finally in a new era, and attention sits right in the middle of it. This is the world where every scroll and every click shapes your reality. Companies are ultimately taking advantage of this. Studies show that an average Gen Z spends 48% of their day scrolling on their phone. You are simply wasting half your year already scrolling through your phone. And that trend is only getting worse. But now that the reason that 91% of you fail is out there, the ones who have stayed up until this point clearly want to make 2024 the year that changes their life. And I'm here to show you exactly how to do that and use the attention economy to your advantage instead. To make this year your year, there are 2 steps you must follow. Firstly, step back from your phone, and more importantly, your addiction. I will tell you the exact protocol that is required to break free from the prison that is your phone. Now that you've reclaimed your time and broken free from addiction, you are ready to initiate step 2, which will allow you to take advantage of the attention economy. Because let's face it, you may be on a better path in your own life, but 99% of people will still be stuck within the confines of their own phone. This is where you ultimately win. You must find a way of making money off of your own phone rather than other people making money off of you being on your phone. So how do you reclaim your freedom from these multi-billion tech companies that have stolen your attention and made you addicted to the act of simply scrolling? It all comes down to one single chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical which is released upon the completion of a rewarding task. These companies have taken advantage of that, and they have spent billions to optimize their apps to make sure that you release enough dopamine to keep scrolling. You must starve yourself of dopamine to regain your time back from these tech companies. But then the next question that arises is how? It all starts with a dopamine detox. You must stop the craving for this cheap dopamine to even have a chance to make it to step 2, where you can achieve the life you've always dreamt of. In this video, I will outline the 7 steps that it will take to fully detox yourself and make this year the year that you are able to win. And that brings me to step 1. Don't check your phone in the morning. Picture this, it's 10 p.m. and you're ready to sleep. to make the next day the most productive and best day of your year. The next day rolls around, and as you wake up, the first thing you reach out for is your phone. You're hit with a rush of dopamine before even getting out of your bed. What seems like 5 minutes of simply scrolling turns into 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and even 30 minutes before you finally get out of your bed. Fast forward to sitting down at your desk ready to start some work. You simply can't focus. Your productivity takes a nosedive. You know exactly what you need to do, but it feels like your body is pulling you away from the task. What did you expect if you were blasting yourself with dopamine, making your baseline go this high, and then it takes a sudden fall when you're trying to progress with the tasks that actually matter? This is why you must not check your phone when waking up. Once you implement this, the difference in productivity you will see is black and white. And that leads me on to step 2. You need to make sure you are using your phone correctly when you do need to eventually use it. First, turn off all social notifications. It would be great if you could delete all these apps, but I'm not telling you to do that, because you need to take full responsibility of your own phone to start making money from it. Another way to do that is by setting your phone to grayscale mode in the accessibility settings. This is because the color of your phone is something that these big companies use to micromanage your habits. Right now you may be thinking, what is he on about? That's not that important. But we evolved to see color for the sole reason to seek out edible food. Now of course, if we were hunting for food and we see an edible item that has taken time and energy to find, we will get an instant dopamine rush from that item. This directly applies to how the tech companies use that to their advantage to make you addicted to their apps. Switching your phone to grayscale mode can reduce the dopamine increasing effects these companies have on you. It's the small things that count, and that is why you may think that this is strange. But no music for the first 6 hours of your day. Music is harmless, right? But you're wrong, especially when trying to optimize for productivity. You want your baseline dopamine to be as low as possible when you're trying to start some work. This applies to anyone who claims that listening to music while they work makes them more productive, because in reality, it doesn't. These 3 triggers will remove the cue to get you into bad habit. But that brings us into the next step of the dopamine detox protocol, which is to delay gratification, which has been scientifically proven to allow people to fare better in life as a whole. And what a better way to start than with exercise, which is based around the idea of delayed gratification. You put in the work, you see results. You don't put in the work, you don't see results. But this has got to be done with weeks on weeks on weeks, where you simply don't see results. If you can't dedicate just 30 minutes of exercise in your daily life, you should click off this video, because I simply have nothing else to say to you. The next obvious thing that people always ignore is alcohol and drugs. This feeds directly into your dopamine addiction. So if you're already trying to battle this in one way, which is in the field of your phone, then why would you ruin yourself in another? To put it simply, just don't do alcohol and drugs. Now in the future, this may change, or you might want to drink on special occasions. But right now, put your head down and get your shit together. Why wreck your dopamine levels on a single drink, which alone can increase your dopamine levels by a substantial amount? It is important to follow this rule as you build yourself. Now step 6, fast as long as you can every day. If you're not used to fasting, ease yourself into it. But once you get used to it, you will notice a huge spike in your productivity, because like every other chemical, food increases your dopamine levels. This is because we need food to survive, so it's only natural that we feel good when we eat. But what if I told you we weren't ever made to eat in the morning? In fact, breakfast is one of the biggest scams ever. It all started when cereal companies hired marketing expert Edward Bernays to market their products, which is where the term breakfast is the most important meal of the day originate from. It all makes sense when you realize that our minds and bodies haven't really changed much over time. When we woke up in a cave, we didn't have food on standby. We couldn't just go to the kitchen and grab a quick snack to eat. No, we had to go out and hunt for our own food, which required a lot of time and energy. That is why you should delay your first meal to maximize your productivity when you sit down and do some work. The final step is to leverage momentum at all costs. Use all the steps which I have given you up until this point to keep stacking private victories, which will over time turn into public victories. Another issue is if you keep failing, you have to restart, and you simply just do not have the time to do that. And you need to have the mindset that time is up. You need to make shit happen now. You know that if you don't act now, you will have a 91% chance of failure. Make this year the year that you are free from the shackles you have been put in. Because in reality, you have been enslaved by these multi-billion tech companies which have taken full control over your life, because they're able to rid you of your most valuable asset, your attention, which they use for their own monetary gain. Just like I have explained before, you are the only one who can make this year different. So that brings me on to the most important part of this video. And remember, this can only be done once you have reclaimed your time and reclaimed your attention. It is time to actually make your phone into a money machine, which will allow you to have money, location, and time freedom. This is the part where you use the attention economy to your advantage, because it is going to stay whether you like it or not, from 2024 to 2025 to 2026 and so on. You can be a consumer or a creator. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to create content, but I'll explain that all later. The point is, you have to leverage this new economy or you will be destroyed by it. Again, the decision is all yours, and you are the only one to blame if you become a consumer in such a lucrative economy. At first, you need to find a high ticket sale is something that sells for a high price, usually a service. The reason you need to find a high ticket sale is because it is the only way to make money by selling to a few clients each month, rather than having to convert hundreds if not thousands of customers to buy your low ticket sale. But here's your first obstacle, and I'm going to be brutally honest with you, it is going to be extremely hard. So that brings me to my suggestion for you to make money in this economy. Start learning a high value skill which can give you the financial, time, and location freedom that you want. A couple of ideas for high value skills that you can start learning are product, sales and marketing, lead generation, coding, video editing, copywriting, and the list just goes on and on and on. My point is that you need to spend at least 1 hour each day trying to learn a high value skill that will allow you to start earning some income. So between now and my next video, which will teach you how to start earning money by trading your value for money rather than your time for money, I want you to start a dopamine detox protocol following the simple steps I've outlined in this video, and also start looking for high value skills that you think will bring enough value to the market to the point where you can start earning money with the greatest currency of our time, attention. But before all that, you must break free from your phone so I can start telling you how to leverage the current economy we are in. But for now, you are just simply not ready. First, stack the victories from your dopamine detox protocol and build up momentum, which will give you a really strong foundation for the year. And only then can you return to the video that is coming out on this very channel soon to find out how you can make money by opening up to the opportunity that the attention economy has ultimately created for you. So without further ado, I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you on the other side.